قلت يا رسول الله الرجال والنساء جميعا وينظر بعضهم إلى بعض. فقال يا عائشة الأمر أشد من أن ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You were able to read? Can you read it, Hadith, fast? Show you with it. وعن عائشة رضي الله عنها قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول يحشر الناس يوم القيامة حفاة عراة الله غرلا. قلت يا رسول الله الرجال والنساء جميعا ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض. فقال يا عائشة الأمر أشد من أن ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض. ما شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن عائشة رضي الله تعالى عنها قالت سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول يحشر الناس يوم القيامة حفاة عراة غرلا. فقلت يا رسول الله الرجال والنساء جميعا ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض. فقال عائشة الأمر أشد من أن ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض متفق عليه. Narrating the authority of Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala anha, she said, I heard the Rasul saying that people will be gathered on the day of Qiyamah, hufatan, barefooted, uratan, naked of any clothes, ghurlan, uncircumcised. I said, قلت يا رسول الله, I said, يا رسول الله الرجال والنساء جميعا ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض. Men and women gathered together, some of them will look at some. فقال يا عائشة, Nabi Sassam responded, أو عائشة الأمر أشد من أن ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض متفق عليه. The matter will be more severe from that some of you will look at some. What does that mean? Who can tell me what does that mean? Who knows? Lukman, what does that mean? الأمر أشد من أن ينظر بعضهم إلى بعض. Say loud. Yes. So what he's saying there is that it will be such a difficult day. You will be so consumed by the difficulties of that you won't even bother to look at anybody. So you know when you're experiencing something very difficult, when you are going through some stressful condition, then you become oblivious of the small details around you. If you got something that's playing on your mind, you got something that is playing on your mind, it's worrying you, you got a personal problem, you got a domestic problem, etc. And it's really like troubling you big time, right? So you become oblivious of what is around you. You don't really, so that's what Nabi Sam said, that people will be so consumed by what is happening, their own fate, what's going to happen to them, that they won't even bother to worry what's happening around them. Oblivious, unaware, oblivious means, yeah. So you're going to be worried about your own faith. You're going to be worried about what's going to happen to you. All right, next, the next hadith. أي يمشيه. اوكي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن انس ان رجلا قال يا نبي الله كيف يحشر الكافر على وجهه يوم القيامة. right. قال أليس الذي أمشاه على رجلين في الدنيا قادر على أن يمشيه على وجهه يوم القيامة متفق عليه. Narrating the authority of Anas radiallahu ta'ala, we said once a person said, Ya Nabi, oh the Nabi of Allah ta'ala, how will a person be gathered to the mahshar upon his face on the day of Qiyamah? Then Nabi Sam responded that Alladhi amshahu ala rijlain, the one who made him walk on his feet, is he not able to make him walk upon his face on the day of Qiyamah? So what's happening here in this hadith is that probably somebody heard that on Qiyamah day a person will be made to walk on his face. He will be made to, he will be according to your a'mal, etc. That is how you will be made to walk. If you were a good person, you had good a'mal, etc., then you will be able to walk comfortable. If you were not, your a'mal was also up to scratch, then you won't be so comfortable in your moving towards the mahshar, etc. So he probably heard. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, how is the person? Hey, كيف يحشر الكافر على وجهه? How will a kafir be made to walk on his face? And Nabi Sam gave he said a generic answer that أليس الذي أمشاه على رجلين? Isn't Allah Ta'ala the one that made you walk on your feet? He's the one who gave you ability. He made so. What is so difficult? Right? قادر على أن يمشيه على وجهه. That's Allah will make him walk on his face. In other words, his face will be down, or maybe he'll be walking his feet, but his face will be on the ground, or maybe his feet will be in the air, whatever. But Allah Ta'ala is qadir over everything. Allah Ta'ala can make him walk like that, and that will be representative. Remember, we said you're transporting to the mahshar. It will be in relation to your a'mal. If your a'mal is good, you will be moving comfortable. You will be moving with a good conveyance. If your a'mal is not so good, then you will be moving with difficulty towards the hashar, right? Or in Qiyamah day also you'll be moving with difficulty. Read the next hadith. آزرة قطرة وغبرة. فاليوم لا أعصيك. ألا تخزيني يوم يبعثون. من أبيه الأبعد. إني حرمت. Okay, stop there. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. A very interesting hadith. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن أبي هريرة narrated أثر أبو هريرة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم narrated from the Tarif Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم Tarif Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم يلقى إبراهيم أباه آزر يوم القيامة. Ibrahim عليه السلام will meet his father Azar on the day of Qiyamah. وعلى وجه آزر. آزر غير منصرف نه because it's a non-Arabic word, right? إبراني علم أجمانه. وعلى وجه آزر قطرة وغبرة, and on his face will be like the signs of fatigue, darkness, غبرة, dust. فيقول له إبراهيم, and Ibrahim عليه السلام will say to him, ألم أقل لك لا تعصيني? Did I tell you that don't disobey me with regards to my advice? يا أبتي إني قد جاء من العلم ما لم يأتك فاتبعني أهدك صراطا سويا. يا أبتي لا تعبد الشيطان إن الشيطان كان للرحمن عصيا. 16 para. I told the لا تعصيني. That's the negative command. لا تعصيني. Don't disobey me. Take my advice. It's for your own betterment. If you have disobey me, if you don't accept my advice, you're going to suffer, right? فيقول له أبوه. His father will say to him, فَالْيَوْمَ لَا أَعْصِيكَ. Yeah, today I'm not going to obey you. Disobey you. Whatever you tell me, I'm going to listen to you today. Whatever you tell me, I'm going to listen to you today. Too late. Too late. The dunya is Darul Imtihan. It is Darul Bala. And the Akhirat is Darul Jaza. So this is now the time to taste the, what you call it, of your actions. فيقول إبراهيم يا ربي إنك. So it's too late. So now Allah Ta'ala, Ibrahim alayhi salam will turn to us. يا ربي إنا وعدتني ألا تخزيني يوم يبعثون. Ya Allah, you said that you will not disgrace me, or I will not be disgraced on the day when the people will be resurrected. فأي خزي أخزى من أبي الأبعد. Now tell me, what is more disgraceful than having a father that is distant from the mercy of Allah Ta'ala? In other words, this person, he did not accept Allah Ta'ala, he did not accept Tawheed, he did not accept Risalat, he was an idol maker. If you remember from, we'll do this maybe in Tafsir or one of the other kitabs. he was involved in idolatry, etc. So, ya Allah, what is more distant? So nowadays we consider, what we say. This is a nice, actually, it's a very interesting point. Today we consider maybe wearing simple clothes, living in a simple house, driving a simple car, driving a Camry. We consider that to be a disgrace. We consider that to be maybe something to feel ashamed. We shy of where we live. We shy of what we wear. We shy of what we eat. We shy of what we drive. But look at Ibrahim. فَأَيُّ خِزٍ أَغْزَى مِنْ أَبِي الْأَبْأَدِ. What disgrace is, what is more disgraceful than having a father that is distant from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, so the worst, you can say the worst thing a person can experience, the worst thing a person can experience is to be distant, no matter what you are, no matter what condition you are in, you are poor, you are not well, you're sick, whatever. But if you are in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you are the best of, you are the best of. But on the contrary, you have the best house, the best car, the best food, sleeping in the best place, but you are engaging in the disobedience of Allah ta'ala. So that is the worst thing. That is the worst. So as long as you, no matter what you are grieving the loss of a husband, you are grieving the loss of a father, you are grieving, but you are in the obedience of Allah Ta'ala, then you are the best. That's why also, not a hadith, but the mafhum of hadith, that Allah Ta'ala is was munqasirul qalb. Allah Ta'ala is with those people whose hearts are broken. Anyway, فيقول الله تعالى إني حرمت الجنة على الكافرين. Then Allah Ta'ala will say, look, I've made haram Jannat upon the kafirs. Now, this is a very important belief of us, of the Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We discussed this several times also in our Aqidah book. Same thing, Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika liman yasha. I told you today, there's something called perennialism. Perennialism means, like I told you, all roads lead to the top of the mountain. They say, whatever road you take, you're going to come to the top of the mountain. They say, all rivers flow to the ocean. So whatever religion you follow Hinduism, you follow Buddhism, you follow anything you follow, you will still get to Jannat. But this is wrong. This is incorrect. We believe that you have to believe in Tawheed. You have to believe in Risalat. You have to accept Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as the Prophet of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. So if you don't have this, then Allah Ta'ala is promised. Allah Ta'ala is saying, look, I feel sorry for you, but unfortunately, I've promised. This is my promise. I've made Jannat haram for those who made shirk. I've made Jannat haram for those people. I've made haram Jannat for those people that have just denied me, etc. So there's nothing I can do for you. There's nothing I can do for you. But what I will do for you, he said, to ease it. ثم يقال لإبراهيم, it will be said to Ibrahim alayhi salam, انظر ما تحت رجليك. Look what is beneath your feet. فينظر فإذا هو بذيغ متلطخ. You will see like a small creature crawling in some type of dirt. فيؤخذ بقوامه فيلقى في النار. It will be taken by its feet and it will be cast into the fire of Jahannam. So, so Allah Ta'ala has promised, Allah Ta'ala has promised that the kafir is going to go to Jahannam, right? So there's no way Allah Ta'ala is going to go, Inna Allah la yukhliful mi'ad. Allah Ta'ala won't go against his promise. So, the father of Ibrahim alayhi salam will be cast into the fire of Jahannam, right? But at the same time, Allah Ta'ala want to ease and lessen the pain of Ibrahim alayhi salam of him seeing his father in Jahannam. So what he'll do, he will transform him. Allah Ta'ala will transform him and he'll give him another shape. So when he sees this creature or this, in Jahannam, he won't feel that hurt and that pain. He won't feel that hurt and that pain. Are you with me? So it will just seem like it's a creature that is in Jahannam, etc. So this Allah Ta'ala will do as a mercy unto him so they don't feel the pain. You read the next hadith. Everything all right? But I see people are just dropping out. Come again? Yeah, his father will be transformed into that creature. So you won't feel it. Like, so if to him it's just like a creature that is being punished or thrown into the fire. You understand what I'm saying? So like that it will be made easy for him. Okay, read the next hadith. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وأنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعرق الناس يوم القيامة حتى يذهب عرقهم في الأرض 70 ذراعا ويلجم يقول ويلجم يقول ويلجم. Okay, so يلجم you got on the meme there. ويلجمهم. Otherwise you can make it out from the حتى ويلجمهم حتى يبلغ آذانهم متفق عليه. So also narrated on the authority of Hazrat Abu Huraira radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said that Rasul said, people will perspire on the day of Qiyamah until their perspiration will go حتى يذهب عرقهم في الأرض, it will sink into the earth 70 ذراعا 70 ذراع ويلجمهم, and it will bridle them, right, until it will reach their ears. So what normally the bridle of a horse, etc., it is like this on the ears, like this, like comes from the mouth. In other words, like how the bridle comes from here, from the mouth till the ears, like this. You understand what I'm saying? The perspiration will be from the mouth till the ears, as though it is they being bridled with the perspiration. You saw a horse animal with the bridle from the mouth to the ears. That means from the same line here, that is where the bridle will be. So the idea, what he's saying is, normally when you are in distress and you are experiencing some type of difficulty, you are anxious, you are stressed out, then you begin perspiring, isn't it? You begin perspiring. Yeah, you perspire. So even sometimes, even it is a cold day, sometimes it's even a cold day, but because you are gripped by some type of worry, some type of anxiousness, etc., you begin perspiring. You begin perspiring. So it comes in the hadith also that the wahi that would come to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was such a heavy thing for him. It was not easy thing that even on a cold day, when the wahy would come, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam would begin perspiring. He would begin perspiring. So people will be so anxious on that day. They will so be gripped by so much worry, etc., that they will begin perspiring. They will begin perspiring, and the perspiration is so much that it will sink into the earth, and more than that, it will start filling up the lands. Read the next hadith. يوم القيامة Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن المقداد narrated authority of المقداد قال سمعت رسول الله يقول, هذا رسول saying, تدنى الشمس يوم القيامة من الخلق, that the sun will be brought close on the day of Qiyamah to the creation, حتى تكون منهم كمقدار ميل, until it will be from them like that distance of a mile. فيكون الناس على قدر أعمالهم في الأرق. People will be according to the a'mal in the perspiration. What does it mean, people be according to a'mal in the perspiration? What does it mean, Luqman? Right. Obviously, the lesser preparation they made for these days, the more anxious they will be. When you've prepared for something thoroughly, you've prepared for something, you're not anxious about it. For example, your exams is coming months before the time already. You started preparing for the exams. You started preparing, you learned, you studied. So when the time of the exams come, you're not stressed at all. You are not stressed because you've done your preparations. You came every day to class. you listened attentively, you took the notes, now you took your notes out and you're reading. So now you're not stressed at all. But if you never make preparation for that day, you are living your life, fulfilling your desire. أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. You are fulfilling your desires, etc., etc. You are not making preparation. Now come that day, you're going to start stressing. You're going to start stressing. So like that, people who never make any type of preparation, on that day they will now be stressing. And in accordance to the stress or in accordance to the lack of preparation, they will be immersed and drowning in their perspiration. فيقول الناس على قدر أعمالهم في الأرق. So فمنهم ما يكون إلى كعبيه. So those people that maybe they don't have so much stress, they will be until their ankles. ومنهم ما يقول إلى ركبتيه. From amongst them, those will be up till their knees. ومنهم ما يقول إلى وحقويه. From amongst those will be up to their waist. ومنهم ما يلجمهم الأرق. Those people who the perspiration will bridle them. I explained to you, bridle means like you so to say, if you are in deep water, then you're lifting up your chin to keep your chin out of the water like that. So you can see the water is pushing your chin up. So like how when you're on a bridle horse and you pull the bridle. So ومنهم من يلجمهم الأرق إلجاما وأشار رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بيده إلى فيه. And when he explained this, he indicated to his mouth to show that the perspiration will be right till the mouth. So you see, you will be, our condition will be according to your amal. May Allah Ta'ala make us from amongst those people who are comfortable on that day, right? Luqman, read the next hadith. يا لبيك والخير كله في يديك. من كل ألف تسع because it's a مبتدا مؤخر جار مجرور من كل ألف from every 1,999. So remember, مبتدا will never be a jar مجرور. مبتدا will never be a jar مجرور, right? So the مبتدا, that will be the خبر المقدم and that will be the مبتدا المؤخر, right? Carry on. وأينا. Okay, stop there. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن أبي سعيد الخدري narrated أثار أبي سعيد الخدري عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم narrated النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول الله تعالى على تعالى يا آدم أو آدم فيقول لبيك وسعديك. لبيك وسعديك. This is what you term as أسماء الأفعال. You done this also in the English kitab. You'll do it again in your Nahwa book, inshallah. That it's a response to I'm present, right? So it is a ism, but it has a meaning of a fair, right? But you'll do the tahqiq of that, right? وَالْخَيْرُ كُلُّهُ فِي يَدَيْكَ. And goodness, all of that is in your hands. قَالَ أَخْرِجْ بَعْثَ النَّارِ. So, النبي Allah Ta'ala, فيقول الله تعالى, Allah said to Adam alayhi salam, now from all the creation, from all your progeny, أخرج بعث النار. Remove those people that must go to the fire of Jahannam. So he says, وَمَا بَعْثُ النَّارِ. What is like the ba'ath, the group of the fire? قال من كل ألف تسعمائة وتسعين. From every 1,000, it will be 999. So remember, from 21 to 99, غير منصرف is always حالة نسب. So 999, right? So these are the people that are going to destined for the fire of Jahannam. فَإِنَّهُ يَشِيبُ الصَّغِيرُ. So he's saying that will be such. Now, yeah, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam making reference to the ayat of the Quran. يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ اتَّقُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّ زَلْزَلَةَ السَّاعَةِ شَيْءٌ عَظِيمٌ يَوْمَ تَرَوْنَهَا تَذْهَلُ كُلُّ مُرْضِعَةٍ عَمَّا أَرْضَعَتْ وَتَضَعُ كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا وترى الناس سكارى أو you believe اتقوا ربكم fear your Rabb. إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم. Really the shake of your Allah is a great day. Right now, وترى كل you see every breastfeeding mother abandoning the child. There's a verse or something that Nabi mentioned. He said, وَتَرَى كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا. ذات حمل, everyone carrying a burden. And in this context, what it means is every pregnant woman will drop her child. وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى. This is sukara, jama of sakira. You will see the people, they will appear to be in a drunken stupor. Now, sometimes when somebody is, like I told you earlier, we mentioned somebody is like really got something that is troubling him. He got some serious problem. Let Allah protect. Maybe you got a marital problem, got a financial problem. So this person is physically with you, but he's not with you. His mind is somewhere else. He's consumed. He's consumed with worry. He's consumed with concern at what is happening, right? So same thing here that the people will appear to be in a drunken stupor because they will be consumed. What with their problems? What is going to happen? Am I from Ba'sun Nar or not? Right? وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. But in reality, there's like hal, there's wawe halia. وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. The people will appear to be in a drunken stupor, but actually they will not be in a drunken stupor. وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. But in reality, the fact of the matter is that the azab of Allah Ta'ala will be very, very severe. قالوا يا رسول الله. So the Sahaba Ikram said, وَأَيُّنَا ذَلِكَ الْوَاحِدُ. Ya Rasulullah, you said out of every 100 from the creation of Adam alayhi salam, only one group, right, will go to Jannat. Now, وَأَيُّنَا, which from amongst us is that one? وَأَيُّنَا, right, الْوَاحِدُ. قال أبشروا فإن منكم رجلا ومن من يأجوج ومأجوج ألف. ثم قال والذي نفسي بيده أرجو أن تكون ربع أهل الجنة. So who can tell me what is Nabi Sam saying in this group here? It looks Sahaba Ikram was surprised. Look here, out of every 100, only one is going. That means that if I tell you here, look here, you got 40 children here. Out of every 40, only one person is going to pass. You're going to be worried because the chances are minimal. So they were worried here. You look here, if out of every 100, only one is going, so what are the chances of us going to Jannat? But the Vishnu, no, don't worry. Don't stress. Ya'juj and Ma'juj are so much that they are going to make the bulk of that 99, not you. You understand what I'm saying? In simple words, I'm telling you. Abshiru, glad tidings. فَإِنَّ مِنْكُمْ رَجُلًا وَمِنْ يَأْجُوجَ وَمَأْجُوجَ أَلْفٌ. So for every one of you, for every one ummati of mine, there will be 1,000 of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. There will be 1,000 Ya'juj and Ma'juj. So I told you we done this last year. We done the chapter of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, etc. But that is this qawm that will come out close to Qiyamah. Most of the ulama, they took this in the literal sense. They say that, Ya'juj and Ma'juj is a qawm that Allah Ta'ala is like how that Allah Ta'ala has concealed that creature that Tamim Dari saw on the island. When the time is right, Allah Ta'ala will reveal that person. The same thing here, that this is a qawm that will be unleashed close to Qiyamah. Although some people say, if you look at the European nation, look at me 1 second, if you look at the amount of havoc they wreaked in the world in the last 200-300 years, they colonized all you say the nations of color, Europe, the Africa, Brazil, South America, America, India, and the amount of mischief they made, they say that the Western nations, the Europeans, they're actually Ajuj and Majuj. They are, the Caucasian nation, they trace their roots back to the mountains which the Hadith speak about, that Allah Ta'ala has concealed them and they have been released from these mountains. So there's some ulama that even say that they are the Ya'juj and Ma'juj. But anyway, we take it in the literal sense. Whatever it is, whether Ya'juj and Ma'juj is still the nation that to come, that will erect this mischief on the dunya, or whether Ya'juj or Ma'juj already been released, which is not the preferred opinion according to ulama. Either way, they will be such huge numbers that for every one of the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they will be 1,000. So that doesn't reduce your chances of entering Jannah, right? So So he's saying فإن منكم رجلا ومن يأجوج ومأجوج ألف. ثم قال, then Nabi says, والذي نفسي بيده, I take a qasam by the one who my soul is in, أرجو أن تكونوا ربع أهل الجنة. I hope that you will be one fourth of the people of Jannah. فكبرنا, we made takbir. Then he said, فأرجو أن تكونوا ثلث أهل الجنة. I hope that you will be one third of the people of Jannah. فكبرنا فقال أرجو أن تكونوا نصف أهل الجنة. No, I hope that you are will be half of the people of Jannah. فكبرنا, we made takbir. فقال ما أنتم في الناس إلا كالشعرة السوداء. You are not from amongst the people except like a sha'rati sawda'i, like a black hair, fi jildi thawrin abyada, in the skin or the back of a white buffalo, أو كشعرة بيضاء, or like a white hair. بيضاء is غير منصرف. I told you ألف ممدودة نه. I write في جلد ثور أسود, on the skin of a أسود, of a black buffalo. متفق عليه, as a muttafaq alayh riwayat. This riwayat appears in Bukhari and Muslim Sharif. So this is a very, very interesting riwayat. We learn several things from here. First thing, okay, I told you, there is a group that will be destined to the fire of Jahannam. This group, in the knowledge of Allah Ta'ala, we discussed this in the Bab al-Taqdeer, in the beginning of Mishkaat Shareef. Those lessons are also online. And also, and then also, uh, with the people that are decided. Then the next thing just mentioned of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, that there is this creature that will come, or this human-like creature, or like you say, a humanoid or something like that. We discussed that. That was covered. That also you can get it on the online lesson if you want to. Then the next thing, okay, the next thing here we learn is this: see how much there are. There will be such huge numbers. Quran speaks in the Ya'juj wa Ma'juj wa min kulli hadabi yansilun. They will come from every high place and they will be wrecking destruction. This is why I told you some people say this is a European nation that has been wrecking, unleashing their destruction. And now you can see also the destruction they're unleashing on the Middle East. How they're killing the people in Gaza, how they're killing the people in Lebanon, how they're killing the people in Syria. So those people who say that these people are Ya'juj and Ma'juj, not, it's not difficult to understand why they say so. But he that is made. Okay, the next thing I want to say is this here. See, Nabi Sallallahu was happy, or he expressed joy upon his ummah being the greater majority of the people of Jannah. So there's another hadith where Nabi Sallallahu said, تزوجوا الولود الودود فإني مكاثر بكم الأمم يوم القيامة. That marry loving, fertile woman, because I will be very proud of the great multitudes of my ummah on the day of Qiyamah. So now, it was Nabi Sallallahu wish to see that on Qiyamah day, his ummah must be the biggest ummah. His ummah must be the greatest ummah. So, so he encouraged to marry loving, fertile woman that can bear many children. Unfortunately, today in the world, what we got, we're seeing a decline in the population. What we're seeing a decline, we have negative birth rates. The Western world, if the more the world become, so to say, westernized, in their words, they will say maybe civilized. We won't say civilized, we say westernized, because being westernized doesn't mean you are civilized. Look what the West is doing in Gaza. Is that civilization? To indiscriminately kill hundreds of thousands of people. Is that civilization? Look, man, it's not civilization. So being westernized doesn't mean to be civilized. There's a difference between being westernized and there's a difference between being civilized. But anyway, the more westernized you become, the more the birth rate drop. In the South Korea, they have a negative birth rate. For every couple is having one child, so two parents are being replaced by one couple. So this is not Islamic to have designer families. They say have pigeon pairs, one girl, one boy. That is not Islamic. You have lots of children, and then to make intention that they're going to spread the deen of Allah Ta'ala throughout the earth, etc. That is the proper Islamic way. So anyway, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, another thing I want to show you before I forget. You even here you see Nabi was changing from one fourth to one third to half. What's the explanation? The explanation is just that maybe Nabi was getting wahi that very minute. First, Nabi got, and I told you before that not only to this hadith, but general to all the hadith. Wherever you see Nabi Tum says, La'alla, arju, that perhaps this will happen, or I hope this must happen, or I hope that must happen. Then for Nabi Tum, that means certitude. Then for Nabi Sallallahu that means certitude. For us, when we say, I'm hoping this, but when Nabi Sallallahu says, Allah, that means because the وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيُ يُوحَىٰ. That is revelation is getting. So wherever Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam he mentions la'alla, arju, etc., etc. It is for certitude. So Nabi Sam probably got initially wahi that look, you're gonna be one fourth, then maybe make dua. He said no, one third. Then he said half, etc. Right? So that was the second thing, right? The third thing I want to tell you is this here, is this that see, whenever you experience some glad tidings, you experience some happiness, you must make takbir, takbir, Allahu Akbar. When you got some good news came, child was born, or you just earned extra, you're getting an increase. The boss say, everybody getting a bonus this year. Takbir. Allah Akbar. We're closing madrasa early this year. Takbir. Make takbir, right? So whenever there's good news, you must make takbir, right? So that we learn from the hadith also. Then the next part is quite interesting. This is what you call a tashbih baligh. For those you doing balagha, poetry, you will do this inshallah, where you compare one scenario to another scenario. This is called isti'ara tamthiliya. So imagine this: you have a pitch black buffalo, and on the pitch black buffalo, you only have one strain of white hair. Or maybe on the contrary, which is rare, you also get a white buffalo, a completely white buffalo, and on that you have one black hair. So what he's showing is how did one hair, it is dwarfed. It is dwarfed, or it is what you say, it is nothing in comparison to all the other hairs. So same thing, Nabi Sallam saying, look here, my ummah, your ummah, our ummah, it is like that one hair. Means so many people that came before. There's so many people, so many that came before. And also, besides, I told you, I mentioned to you, honest, Ummatul Ijabat. Those that Ummatul Dawat means who the message of Nabi is directed towards. So after Nabi Ba'athat, his message is directed to everybody that came into the dunya. Everyone is mukallaf of accepting him. Yes, if the message of Islam never comes, then that person is at the minimum is mukallaf of accepting Tawheed. This you done, and this also comes with the Surah Shashi. If we imagine a person living in the Amazon jungle and he didn't hear about Islam, etc., we'll say at the minimum he's mukallaf of Allah Ta'ala has given him sufficient intelligence to understand and unravel the fact that Allah Ta'ala is one. So he at the minimum he's mukallaf or is bound to accept the oneness of Allah Ta'ala. So everybody with a message is directed is called Ummati Da'wat. Those who responded, like us, inshallah, we are Ummati Ijabat. That way. So if you look at the Ummati Ijabat compared to all other people, you like a outstanding hair on the back of a buffalo. It means you are minimal. You are minimal. So don't panic if you hear that so many people are going to the fire of Jahannam. Inshallah, you are going to Jannat. They are minimum, right? Okay, let's stop there. We're going to start with the tafsir, inshallah. I see you also brought your tafsir.